The K-drama Teach You a Lesson just hit #1 on Netflix in 46 countries, amassing 33 million views in just 2 weeks. But did you know that the show almost didn't get made? Today we're looking at all the controversies surrounding the K-drama and how a show with so much baggage became a global hit. Teach You a Lesson, or TeachYouALesson, is based on a webtoon of the same name in Korean, also known as Get Schooled in English. The story follows No.1, a former special forces officer recruited by a fictional government agency called the Education Rights Protection Bureau. His job is to go to schools, find out who's causing problems, and deal with them, mostly by just smashing them in the face. The show is essentially a vigilante fantasy. Bullies, corrupt teachers, abusive parents. Na-hwa-jin and his crew show up and takes care of them all. The source material had been controversial for years, not just for violence, but how it handles social issues. From the beginning, citizen groups criticized the webtoon for promoting corporal punishment. Then came chapter 41. The storyline depicted feminist teachers brainwashing and abusing children. Online communities filed mass complaints demanding the webtoon to be removed. But the worst came in chapter 125. A half-black student asked the teacher whether he'd ever been called Yellow Monkey in America. The teacher fires back with the N-word. When a leaked translation hit Reddit and Twitter, international readers were furious. The North American version of the webtoon got banned permanently. In Korea, it went on a 5-month hiatus before returning with the chapters removed. When the drama adaptation was announced in the late 2024, the Korean Teachers and Education Workers Union came out immediately against it. They released a statement called "Violence is not true education." They called on Netflix to halt production entirely. They also urged the Korean Communication Standards Commission to block the broadcast. Their argument was straightforward. The show portrays teachers as passive and useless, people who can't do anything without a government agent showing up to punch the problem away. What Korean teachers actually need, they said, is stronger legal protection from malicious complaints and parental harassment, not a fictional action hero. There's also a deeper issue with the title itself. 참교육 originally means true education, as in genuine student-centered teaching. It's literally the teachers' union's logo, but the show uses the word to mean something different. The act of physically punishing someone who deserves it, using violence to set people straight. And that meaning has been spreading in online spaces for a while now. The show definitely didn't start it, but with the show's massive success, it's hard to imagine the word ever going back to its original meaning. Director Hong Joon-chan said that they removed the problematic elements from the source material and reframed its core idea. Not a story about punishing bad students, but a story about an organization that stands beside victims. And I think it works for the most part. The controversial chapters are gone, the violence is significantly toned down compared to the webtoon. Like in the original, Cho Gyu-chul is a villain who rivals Na-hwa-jin in raw strength, but in the show, he's a calculating psychopath. Still evil, but his brutal fight scenes are removed. Lee Man-lim's character was reworked and Pong Dae-sik was newly created for the drama, both adding to the sense that the bureau is there to protect victims, not just punish wrongdoers. The reception was largely positive. Some teachers and education groups still feel the vigilante premise was a problem regardless of the change, but the audiences didn't seem to care. 6.4 million views in just first 3 days, #1 globally in its second week, top 10 in more than 90 countries. Part of that is execution. The show is really well made with almost no fluff, the action scenes are flashy and cool, and Kim Moo-yeol is really great in his role. But the deeper reason is the frustration it taps into. Korea has spent years watching school violent cases, teacher harassment scandals, and situations where the system failed everyone involved. I covered 5 of those real cases in my previous video, and honestly, they're worse than anything portrayed in the show. The public anger is real, and it's been building for a while. Teach You a Lesson offers something reality doesn't: immediate justice. Na-hwa-jin shows up, understands the situation in about 10 minutes, and handles it. No bureaucracy, no malicious complaints filed against him afterwards, no years-long legal process, nothing. For a Korean audience that has watched students and teachers cry at press conferences while perpetrators walk away with light sentences, the fantasy is deeply satisfying. The global popularity proves that international audiences can relate to this as well. Bullying, broken schools, lack of justice, these aren't uniquely Korean Korean problems. Back when I was growing up, teachers would routinely hit us with rulers or baseball bats or whatever they can find to discipline us if we did something wrong. Then corporal punishment became illegal in 2011. There's a group of people who believe that worsening student behavior nowadays is directly tied to the lack of corporal punishment. And critics of the show are worried that Teach You a Lesson reinforces that belief. While some take issues with the vigilante premise, others praise the show for bringing real attention to declining classroom discipline and the lack of institutional support for teachers. Korea's Minister of Education recently cited the show, saying that he felt the heavy sense of responsibility while watching it, and that he's now reviewing the creation of dedicated teachers' rights protection units. So, did the show escape its controversy? No, not entirely, but its popularity makes one thing clear: the frustration people have is real. Hopefully, it leads to deeper conversations and real efforts to fix the underlying problems. Comment down below with your thoughts. We'll see you next time.